Well, I know we're going to get to a lot of your phone calls, but guys, I think we have to get to this phone call right away because this is a very important call. We love all of our callers, but this one might be a very important caller because if I'm not mistaken, Mama Armstrong, Andrew Armstrong's mother, has called into the show, one of our residential watchers. Good afternoon, Mrs. Armstrong. How are you?
Hey, guys. I'm so excited. I have been just on cloud nine since the game. And y'all, the best team won. We've been the best team in those losses, but the best team actually won this time. And to see the look on those players' faces and Coach Pittman and T. Will and Petrino, it was just electric. And I was about to jump down there, and I had to remember I'm 56. And I had to remember I can't be jumping down there with all those kids, and end up on the ground. But I was just that excited. I wasn't even thinking. And I was just so happy to see my son. He was just so excited and elated. I think that was just his best game since he was in Pee Wee football. That was exciting for them. I'm so happy. And I just really appreciate you guys' coverage because after every game, we go straight to you guys' page because we know you're going to be broadcasting right after the game. So that's really cool. You guys are amazing.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Armstrong. Yeah, that's what we and I wasn't just saying this because you were on the air with us right now, but I'm honest. Like I was going to talk about today how your son is. And he's going to start making a lot of money here soon. I mean, with games like that against Tennessee and all of that, I mean, he's been about as consistent as ever. So big part of this offense, and he's really fun to watch. And I'm glad that he and you and the family and all the Razorback team got to experience that because that's kind of like a once in a lifetime type of experience, knocking off a top 5 team at home and getting a field rush to go along with it too.
Yeah, he lives and breathes football. Like I don't even think he wants a bye week, but they needed to get the rest. But he used to sleep with a football. Like this is what it is for him. Like he's just so excited that the team got the win and the locker room was just so, electric. Like this is what they play for.
Yeah, and honestly, good for him. I mean, it shows a lot of mental toughness on his part because he was on that team last year that had all those one-score losses, and he went through that, and it wasn't easy for him or Coach Pittman or anybody. And he's been one of those guys, too, who's been consistently saying, this ain't last year. This is a different team. And to get that validation is really cool. I mean, in the postgame, even when he was getting interviewed, he was very much on the we're happy but we're not surprised train, and that was awesome. He knew that they had it in him. He talked about the struggles that they had with the Texas A&M game, and he said, hey, you know what, we just came back the next day, guys got in the training room, we went back to practice, we were preparing to win, and the confidence was never shaken. And that's the kind of leadership you got to have to win games like they did on Saturday.
Absolutely. He's very competitive. He's got a younger brother and an older brother, so he grew up with 2 other boys in the household playing football. So he's been competitive his whole life in everything that he does. So if they had a bad season, he's like, I got to come back and we got to do better. We got to, he's basically got to redeem ourselves. And, that's why he came back because he, wanted to see this team get, better recognition.
Well, we're certainly glad that he chose Arkansas to do it, to show this awesome version of himself. And man, it's just been crazy thinking about his journey throughout his collegiate career alone. And I know you've been watching him play football for his entire life, but we're talking about a guy who, if I'm not mistaken, redshirted his first year of college at what at the time was a D2 school, now an FCS school, and like to work his way up on that team. Now all of a sudden he's a leading receiver in the SEC, and he's the best player on the field that has all these future first-round draft picks. Like, it's just been special to watch his journey and see someone get exponentially better every year of their career, which sounds like the case you want everyone to do, but it's really pretty rare to see kids really put in that much work and actually see the work show up on the field every year. I mean, he's gotten massively better each year of his career, and so I know you guys, it's got to be easy to be proud of him and just watch his journey play out.
Absolutely. And you know what? I believe that's why he is so focused and so driven, because it has not been easy for him. He graduated high school, didn't have any D1 offers. He had to go to a camp and pretty much get his own offer for Texas A&M Commerce. And he emerged as a leader on that team, and it was so wonderful just to hear your son's name being called out on TV. And I think he really struggled to even go in the portal, because, you know, he felt like this team gave me an opportunity. But, you know, I think everybody was like, hey, you know, you got what it takes. Go ahead and see, you know, what you can get. And then he went in that portal and had 20-something offers. Like, it was crazy. And when he got to Arkansas and, you know, went on the visit and saw the city, he didn't need to go on any other visits. And that's what it was. And we told him, you know, whatever God has for you is for you. This is a journey that you were supposed to take. So whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. And that's how he looks at it. So we're very proud of him.
Well, Mrs. Armstrong, we really appreciate you watching us and calling in. You're welcome to call back anytime you want. We'll always put you to the front of the line. We'll give you that bat line type of thing where you just go right to the front. So, but we appreciate you getting in the chat, and of course, appreciate all that you and your son and the family being a part of Arkansas and being a part of something like that on Saturday. And hopefully we have a lot more of that to talk about later as the season goes on. But enjoy it and celebrate and have fun during the bye week. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Go Hogs.
All right. Andrew Armstrong's mother calling in. How about that? So, but guys, we got to do another caller here, okay? So because I know we got to hear from Mama Armstrong earlier, well, let's go ahead and hear from Papa Armstrong, who is calling in on the show as well. What's going on, Mr. Armstrong?
How you fellas doing?
We're doing great.
Great, man.
I'm taking on all questions.
Well, I guess I'll start it off because I know that, you know, we were talking about your son in the way that he's played, not only this season, but particularly in this game. Just we heard from the mom side, but how about the dad? How does the dad feel after a performance like that and after a game like that? The type of emotions and reaction from it.
Watching him play that game there, that was the highest level I've ever seen him play. I've coached him since Pee Wee. I prepared him mentally to be that type of player. You know, Andrew's strong in the mind because it's all mental first. I always taught him it's a mental game first, physical after. So once you figure out where you need to be on the field, how fast you need to get there, then you'll start developing. And then it's starting to just transpire all over in front of everybody. Andrew's been playing football for a long time. He's played quarterback. He used to be a quarterback, which makes this even easier to him. So now he knows where he needs to be because he wanted his receivers there. So it's just a beautiful thing to watch him play like this. It's incredible to me because I never saw this coming as far as his athletic ability. I know his mental was always there, but his ability to go catch the ball, I used to make him sit down in the front yard and sit Indian style, and I just throw the ball out to him and say, don't just react to the ball, attack the ball with one hand, grab it with one hand. Don't grab it with your elbows. Don't pull it in. Just reach and grab it. I said, do it with one hand, then start doing it with two hands. Extend your body. Learn how to extend your body to the ball. So now you're starting to see where all that's playing out at.
Yeah, man, it's that's awesome. But hey, I just want to ask you real quick. Last year, Andrew had a really good individual season. Things worked out pretty well for him. Was there any concern in the offseason for you guys, just as his parents, like, oh, Arkansas went 4-8 last year. There's all these rumors about the head coach and new offensive coordinator, and obviously Andrew had such a good year and he's a leader on this team. Was there any concern about this offseason of like, hey, is this how we want his last year of college football to go out? And obviously it seems like it worked out well, but just take me back to last season. Was there any concern from you guys' side on that?
No, Andrew was determined to make everything right. So when he had a season like that, which is he was determined to come back and change it all for the team, not for himself. He's never been selfish about it on the football field. As you see, he's not whining about catching touchdowns. So he's just trying to put the ball, move the chains, and that's what it is. So last year, his determination at the end of the season was to come back and make it all right. He owed Arkansas that because Arkansas gave him the platform and the ability and the opportunity to be on this stage.
Have you noticed? I'm curious. Have you noticed or maybe the better question is, what is the impact that you've seen on Andrew from this new offensive coaching staff? I mean, Petrino, Ronnie Fouch, just a different set of voices and a different level of coaching there for him. What kind of impacts that made on him?
From my view, just him getting an NFL body. He's really working on his blocking schemes. We know he can catch the ball. We know he can run his routes. He got great speed. He's concentrating on making sure he frees up everybody else. So if he can work on his blocking game, which is what he's been working on, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but he's really been doing some serious blocking out there when he's not getting that ball. So his transformation is phenomenal to me. But it's all in preparation. He knows what it's going to take to get there. He's always played tough football coming out of the DeSoto area. Even him and JJ, when they were kids, they played against each other. So we were seeing this all the time. So now we're seeing it as they're, young men. It's at a high rate of speed. It's like running in two cars crashing into each other every play. Andrew's been doing this for a long time. It's been mental.
Well, Mr. Armstrong, I heard that Mrs. Armstrong's talked about having a younger brother. He a big Razorback fan, the younger brother, really talented wide receiver. Would he be interested in coming to Arkansas to play? Can we start that recruiting right now, if that's the case?
He's actually a coach, man. He's a coach. He's coaching at a junior college right now. He was here for the Arkansas spring game, and apparently a lot of the coaches that's working with the Arkansas Razorbacks currently actually coached at Hutchinson Junior College over in Kansas. So that's where he's at right now. He's actually a linebackers and quality control coach with those guys.
Wow.
So right now he don't want to play football no more. But when he was a freshman, he was actually being recruited by Texas as a dual threat quarterback.
That's awesome.
So, and his older brother is where he got his footwork from.
I was going to actually.
Older brother showed him a lot about his footwork.
Well, I was going to actually follow up on that when he talked about him being a quarterback. What was that transition like when it became a wide receiver? Did he enjoy playing quarterback? Does he like playing wide receiver more? Like, how did that go from him being that to becoming an all SEC caliber wide receiver?
Well, growing up when he got to junior high, he played, I think, his seventh grade. He went and that's when he switched over from quarterback to wide receiver. And at that point, when I asked him, I said, "Why'd you do that?" He said he just didn't want the responsibility of the quarterback no more. I said, "Okay, well, I'll just follow. We're just gonna watch and see how you do it." And the next thing you know, he was out there running routes and going by people. And I said, "Oh, okay, now I see. Now you're using your size and your speed to get by people." At that time, he was real thin, but he can fly and he can go up and get the ball.
Well, I'd say it's definitely working out for him. There's no question about it. But, hey, we really appreciate both you and Mom Armstrong calling in. This is awesome. You guys are welcome to call in anytime. We love talking with you and hearing more about it. I know it's been a great weekend for you, and hopefully it ends up continuing to be a great season for y'all. But we appreciate you listening in, chiming in, and calling in. This has been awesome.
Right. I jumped down there. I was going to start making some angels on the ground. So I didn't want to blow out no knees and elbows, so I got on up out the way.
Well, that's good to hear. Glad you made it out of there alive and made it out of there healthy. That's important. But enjoy the bye week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a great win.
Absolutely.
Great win for Arkansas.
Absolutely. Well,
and I'm going to tell you like this, fellas. Arkansas has the most experienced offensive playmakers in the SEC. They're not losing another game.
Ooh,
they just turned the corner right before our eyes.
All right.
Love it.
Trust me on that. Look at Texas's roster. Look at Texas' roster. Look at Ole Miss's roster. Look at who they played. Look who Arkansas played. Look how Arkansas handled them. Look how they're playing against SEC competition, who Texas has yet to play anybody in the SEC other than Mississippi State. No knock on them, but we're talking about Mississippi State. Texas will have 2 losses when they show up in Fayetteville.
Okay, I see. Listen, I love the comments. So about his percentages, I guess he's got 100% at 10-2 because that's what Arkansas is
right.
going to be at. Hey, I'd love to go down to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Like I'm good with that. I'm good to go into the playoff. That'll be fun.
They're not losing. They're not losing. They're not losing another game.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Well, hey, we heard it here first. We appreciate you, Papa Armstrong.
Yes, sir. You have a great week.
Y'all as well.
Have a good one, man. Appreciate you.
There you go.
I'm moving my 10-2 from. I'm doubling it from 1% to 2%. Man, I'm going up. Okay,
Dude, I'm loving this.